Good morning, Maciej. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Enrico. This is my last day before the vacation, so I'm full of this freedom emotion in me. Still need to make some battles before I leave. You know how it is.
Usual stuff. Yeah, I understand. For me, it's my last day of vacation. And then after this weekend, I'm going to start back. But it's been 3 weeks. So I feel quite refreshed, even if not fully these days, because I'm spending a lot of time on the nights playing. But still, I look forward to get back to doing some coding and working. And I feel this brings us perfectly into the topic of today because it's there sitting on my mind since 3 weeks. But I feel it's something that I want to discuss more with people around me and reflect on. And it's the topic of alignment. Before leaving there, we were in our release cycle, last release cycle before my holiday, and we have a 3 sprint release cycle. We do usual 2 weeks sprints. And after the second cycle, so around the third or the fourth week, suddenly the team felt unaligned. And I felt weird because from my perspective it felt like everything was clear, right? Our path was clear. And so I don't know exactly why and how, but at a certain moment the product owner or manager came, and then she had a discussion with part of the team, individuals, and then we realized that some people were not fully sure of where they were. And even worse, around the last week of the release, people were starting to wonder what was going on. And so I came down from the cloud, right? And it's like, okay, I felt I had clarity, but finally our team didn't. And at a certain point, I realized I also was missing some part. And so something I got thinking is how we happen in this situation, but most importantly, how can we avoid this? And as our times is a little bit shorter, I'm going to focus more on the second one, and then maybe one time we can come back and also discuss about the first one. So something I feel like it's so important to be doing is, or to understand, is that alignment is not a single shot thing that one need to be doing, right? It's not that you sit down at the beginning of a release cycle or a sprint, you talk about something and you say, okay, well, now we are aligned, let's see each other in 2 weeks or in 6 weeks, and then we are going to have the right thing that we want to be building. I feel like that is completely missing a point, right? Aligning means sitting down constantly with people, and by constantly I don't mean that you need to sit down every minute or forcefully every day, but maybe at least 3 times a week, regularly, and then make sure that you have a habit and a culture that stimulate people to have on-spot calls whenever they need it, whenever they feel there is a question, whenever they feel that they have a doubt. They should raise their hand, put the thing on the table, and make sure that everybody is aligned. When a new question raises, or when as a developer I take a decision that is important for the functionality I'm developing, I should at least raise awareness, right? I have been grown into this kind of mode where I decide when I can take a decision as a developer, and then I say the least I can do is communicate the decision and say, I have been taking this decision, I'm going to do this, if anyone have an opposition, just let me know. But this way I can keep my team informed about how the project is progressing. And I feel like if everyone on the team is doing this, then we can really get to a situation where we can continuously align with my peer and ensure to avoid the trap of people rowing in different directions. This can come for various reasons, right? Sometimes the team have too much, and so another thing is reduce your goal, work on shorter cycle. I've been trying to push on my team to not work for 2 weeks cycle, but just work for 1 week. Like officially, we kind of keep the same structure. We have 2 week sprints, but then we do a planning session and a reflection review section on Monday and on Friday. And this also keeps the cycle very short and make sure that we keep on a line. Personally, as the person that is kind of leading this team, I make sure to write very good summary every Friday. how easy it is. Now you're going to be going on holiday, you're going to be back in a couple of weeks, and most likely, hopefully, your brain is going to be completely empty and clueless about what I was doing before leaving to holiday, right? And sometimes this happens also during the weekend, right? When you have very intense weekend, maybe you go away on Friday, you're this very busy for 2 days, and then you come back and it's like, whoa, okay, what I was doing. So I feel like it's very important as a team lead to write down what was happening on the week and what we will be supposed to do on next Monday, so you can keep this close connection. And then I feel cognitive load is another very important topic to remember when we talk about alignment. If you start to put too much goals on a team, at a certain point they will start to be distracted by the things that are not of first priority, and they will have too much stuff on their mind to have really full clarity and focus on the topic that matter the most. And there was one more thing I wanted to mention, that is about making sure that the team can focus on the short term. Like, there is always this battle between, okay, should we work short term or should we work long term, right? For doing the planning things. And I am a strong believer that the shorter term is the thing that should have the greatest priority. And to the point, I would stretch it that we should only focus on the topic that are something that we are going to be working on the next 2 to 4 weeks. Everything that goes beyond that, forget it. I don't care, right? But then I know that the product would start to tell me, yeah, but I feel like it's important for you, or at least to know the vision. And so I do agree with that, right? There is it's important as a company to know the direction. Where are we heading, right? Because if you only look at your feet, sooner or later you're going to find an obstacle 3 meters in front of you and you're going to fall. So there is this kind of balance, but I would say it needs to be 1 part the future and 9 part the present, and not more than that, to try to give a number. So very, very focused on the present, but sometimes you can spend a little time trying to understand where you go. And I feel like these are the things I wanted to share with you, that I've been reflecting a lot to the topic of continuous alignment. I'm trying to read about this, but I don't find as many articles. So I hope I can use, I'm going to be at the conference very soon, the next month. I think it's going to be October. And I'm going to speak about this topic. So I think I'm going to, spend some more time in our chats together talking about this. So yeah, this is what's on my mind. What do you think about it?
Super cool. Thanks for sharing. I'm already looking forward for more in this topic. Starting from the end, I really appreciate when people which are above me, like my product managers or leaders, are not talking too much about the stuff which will be in future. So I'm thankful when they have this vision and they are sharing this vision with other people, but not with me, because when we are having like refinement or whatever, I really love to talk about the things that I gonna do now, like next week, not later, because then everything will also change 10 times till that. And the second thing is that I guess you reminded me by this chat also that everywhere when the people are included, we should think about constantly making something, because it's like relationship, it's communication. Another time, it's like we are engineers, so we love to make something done and forget about this. But it's not when the people are in. You really should think about, okay, I have alignment for now, but it doesn't guarantee me that I will have it tomorrow and the day after and stuff like this. The same like with our families, the same with just our friends. We need to take care about these relationships and do this again and again and again. So thank you a lot.
Thank you, Maciej. It was lovely talking with you, as usual.
Good, returning to your job.
Oh yeah, that's going to be tougher. And enjoy your holiday. Ciao.
Thanks a lot. We'll send you some photos. Bye.
Oh yes, please.